The path of victory is always thorny, but when the thorns hurt the feet most, we can console ourselves with the thought that the path really does lead somewhere, and we know definitely that it leads to success, achievement, happiness, and satisfaction. Difficulties there will be, disappointments, failures, and setbacks, but to him who sets his face towards the light and will keep steadily onward, there must come success and accomplishment and victory above all expectation. Stop now and think carefully over the path that lies before you. Estimate its difficulties, do not think lightly of them, be prepared for difficulty, and make up your mind here and now to conquer. You may have failed in the past, but this time you must, you will, and you shall overcome every difficulty and weakness and achieve dominion over yourself, victory over your circumstances, and complete control over your life. There must and shall be no failure this time. This time you are going to succeed through the power that is within you. Close your eyes and mentally picture yourself radiant, strong, successful, happy, full of joy and zest of life. See yourself treading a path that leads ever upwards. Behind you the air is murky and gloomy, but in front is increasing brightness and loveliness. See yourself progressing, climbing, winning. See yourself trampling old habits and weaknesses under your feet. See yourself meeting difficulties in your path, and see yourself sustained by mighty inward power, brushing all obstructions aside, and never faltering in your upward climb. Concentrate with all your powers upon the mental imagery. Persevere until you can see your radiant, sublime, shorn of all weakness and imperfections, the perfect image of your perfect self. See yourself full of vitality and health. See yourself successful, attracting both people and affluence to you. Make a concrete, sharply defined image in your mind of yourself as you desire to be. See yourself master of circumstances, attracting all good things by the power of your mental forces. Whatever you can create in this manner in your mental world will later be manifested in your outward life. By mental imagery, you are creating your future self. You will gradually grow into the likeness of the image that you are now creating. Therefore, create the right image. Let your ambition be a high one. Do not picture yourself as a common man, satisfied with vulgar pleasures. Instead, create a perfect man, the most perfect of which you can conceive. In the same way, when you throw your mind forward and foresee the task before you, and will that all difficulties shall be overcome, and that if you get weary of well-doing, you will not give up, but will persevere and arouse fresh interest in the task of self-culture and achievement, then you are already winning the battle in advance. You are making your ultimate success doubly sure. I want you to realize that this journey of yours is not a walkover. I want you to understand that it is a fight all the way, but at the same time to realize that it is a winning fight all the time. For although difficulties are real, yet you have within you the powers which make difficulties and obstacles melt away. Great and omnipotent is the power within you. Nothing can stay your upward climb. There is nobody who can prevent you succeeding except yourself. There is nothing that can stop your progress but your own doubt and fear. All things are possible if you believe that they are possible. Unbounded confidence is the keynote of success. You cannot fail. You, yourself, are success. Another word for unbound confidence is faith. Every successful man is a confident man. He believes wholeheartedly in his own power to succeed. This is not vanity or being too cocky. Instead, it is either conscious or unconscious or subconscious realization of the inward power. This is why so few men are really successful. So few men ever arouse the mighty powers that are within them. So few men think the kind of thoughts that bring these powers into life and action. Every successful man is a man of faith. Every successful man is a man who cultivates hope. A successful man is always hopeful, is never a pessimist, and he brings that which he hopes for into being and reality by the strength of his faith. Therefore, you must of all cultivate hope and faith, for without those qualities, no one, no matter how gifted or clever, can ever succeed. That you have these two qualities is proved by the fact that you are listening now. You have had hope of winning your way to a life of success and power. And you have had the faith to believe that within you are the powers and forces which make this possible. Without hope, a man is as good as dead. Without faith, he is like a rudderless ship drifting with every wind and current. On the other hand, all things are possible to the man who has both these qualities. Cast your eyes over the lives of all men of great achievement, and you will see that they were all animated by hope and sustained by faith. They hoped for success and believed that they had it in them to achieve that success. In their darkest hours, they hoped on, believing that soon the reaction would come, which would carry them on to the accomplishments of their ambitions. Nothing has ever yet been accomplished by man on this planet without the inspiration of hope and the tenacity of faith. Hope reaches forward and claims success. Faith holds on until success is attained. Therefore, seek to develop these qualities to their fullest extent. It is all well-known fact that when a man turns his face round and determines to fight his way to success, or to overcome habits, or to raise himself in any way, either mentally, morally, physically, or spiritually, then everything seems to happen to thwart his new intention and to throttle his new desires. So long as he goes on in his old way, drifting with the tide, floating about helplessly, the sport of fate, and the prey of outside circumstances, so long as this goes on, nothing unusual happens. But directly a start is made in an upward direction, then all kinds of psychic powers seem to be let loose, whose object appears to be to prevent the student from making any progress in his new life. When a man realizes his own interior powers and understands the vastness and wonder of his subliminal forces, and determines to make us of them, and thus become a king among men instead of a slave, then such a disturbance takes place that unless he possesses hope and faith, he will be tempted to turn his back on the new life and to sink back again into the old sluggish, drifting existence, which leads to disappointment and despair. Even the health is affected in a curious way. Friends are peevish and irritable, little things go wrong in business, and generally one is out of sorts and all things awry. When this experience comes to one, then is the time to exercise hope and faith. First of all, remember that the condition is only temporary. After a few days, in some cases it may be weeks, the health will improve, friends will become genial, and harmony will again reign in your life. When the entities that caused the disturbance realize that you mean to keep on, and that you cannot be bullied into going back to the old life, they will quickly leave you. In any case, there is nothing to be afraid of. In other words, if you have hope and faith, you can win through. Hope for better times, although the present may be discouraging. Faith in the sure belief that soon all the disagreeable symptoms will disappear. Hope on. By faith, hang on, and keep hanging on, and you will win through. Do not be discouraged by seeming failure. Nothing was ever won without effort. What can be had without effort is not worth having. Take encouragement from the fact that this disturbance in your life proves that vital changes are taking place within, that the vast power of your subliminal mind are beginning to awaken, and the entities of your old, erroneous beliefs and habits are taking their departure. Believe now that you can conquer and win through, and you will conquer and win through. What you believe you can do, because all the power is within you. There is nothing in all the world that can stop you except your own doubt and fear. Affirm the following. The old life is dead and buried. I have severed myself from it once and for all. I live the new life of success and power, of self-mastery and all accomplishment. Memorize these words. Keep repeating them over until they sink deeply into your memory and their meaning finds a place in your consciousness. If you can get a few moments to yourself during the day, practice making this affirmation. Go into a quiet place, whether you sit, stand, or lie down is immaterial. Close your eyes and say the words over very earnestly. Strive to realize all that they mean and address the words to your inner mind. It is your submerged mind that you are influencing, so address the affirmation very earnestly to do it. Do this for several minutes and finish by making the affirmation into space. Hurl it out as a message to the universe, and by so doing, you will come into harmony with innumerable invisible forces who will help and strengthen you. Do not make the affirmation while in a state of strain and nervous tension. Relax yourself, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let your muscles go limp. Smooth out your nerves until your whole body is in a peaceful, easy state. Concentrate your thoughts on what you are doing. If they wander, bring them back and begin again. The more you concentrate, the better will be the result. The most important, in fact, the time above all times for making the affirmation is just as you are falling to sleep. There is a great psychological reason for this. If you can fall asleep while making the affirmation or while visualizing it, so much the better. In the early morning, immediately on waking is the next best time. Both times should be made use of and on no account be missed. But of the two, the one just before sleep is by far the more important. The influence of these affirmations will be felt during the day. They will have an effect upon your mental outlook and upon the way in which you will deal with the problems of your day's work. But this influence can be intensified and protected by retiring into yourself at intervals during the day and mentally repeating the affirmation. This will give you a sense of power and confidence and hope such as you have never experienced before. This is not imagination, it is your previously unsuspected interior powers being aroused into activity. When you have finished making the affirmation, again close your eyes and make a mental picture of yourself as a radiant being with the old life and its murkiness and imperfections left far behind you. Picture yourself pressing forward to higher and better things, meeting difficulties, it is true, but overcoming them, trampling old habits, weaknesses, and imperfections under your feet. Try and realize that you have the power to raise yourself above the ordinary things of life, that you can breathe a rarer and purer atmosphere. Picture yourself as a new being, happier, healthier, brighter, and more radiant than ever you have been even at your most sublime moments. This will not be easy. It requires concentration and perseverance. You will find it difficult to see yourself as you wish to see yourself, or you will find it not easy to see yourself clearly at all. Also, you will find it difficult to keep your mind concentrated upon the making of the image. There is only one thing to do, and that is to keep on trying. For some, visualizing is a great difficulty, but no matter how difficult it may be, it has to be overcome. If you fail to overcome this difficulty, then you fail in this course of lessons. If you fail to overcome now, you will fail in the larger things of life. The best way to overcome a difficulty is by getting interested in it. When you have developed interest, enthusiasm is aroused, and after that, concentration becomes comparatively easy, and this commands success. Therefore, get interested in this problem of visualizing. Remember that all men of great achievement have had this power greatly developed. Consequently, if you wish to be great and successful, you must first develop the same faculty. There has never been a great act or achievement in the world's history that was not first visualized in this manner. Everything is created in the unseen before it is manifested in the seen. When you can visualize clearly and distinctly, you will have developed creative power, not figuratively, but literally so. Whatever you create in your mental world by means of visualizing will in time be manifested in the outer physical world. The outer world of matter is subservient to the inner world of mind. This is a great occult truth which has been withheld from ordinary people and has been until recently the closely guarded secret of certain secret orders. It is now given into your hands. The more clearly you can visualize, the more clean-cut will be the results in your daily life. This creative power can be so highly developed that a sick man can make himself well, a poor man can change his circumstances from poverty to prosperity, and a miserable and despondent pessimist can change himself into a cheery optimist. By visualizing, by affirmations, by meditation, and by the exercise of hope and faith, the life, character, and circumstances can be transformed. The results are so extraordinary that it is very difficult to get people to believe them, but they are nonetheless real. Therefore, practice your affirmations and persevere with your visualizing. They will lead to the result of which you can, at present, have but a faint conception. Set apart a special time every day for meditation and concentration. The reason man is so weak and unhappy is because he lives the whole of his time in the objective life, the shallow material life of senses, and neglects the deeper, grander, and transcendental life of the inner mind. It is the inner life that gives power and peace and satisfaction. The outer material life of the mind, of the senses, only brings worry and care. The inner life of the deeper mind brings strength, wisdom, understanding, and ability to accomplish and achieve. It is proved scientific fact that you can grow into likeness of that upon which you meditate. If you meditate upon evil, then evil will come into your life. If you meditate upon revenge, your life will be turned into an inferno of trouble. On the other hand, if you meditate upon happiness and other higher mental states, then happiness will be yours, and if you let your thoughts dwell upon peace, then peace of mind will result. All these states and many others are within you. They can be called forth by meditation. You can call forth either good or evil, success or failure, strength or weakness, happiness or woe. Everything is in your own hands. Try and arrange to spend half an hour in meditation before retiring for the night. Sit in a quiet place, relax your body, and concentrate upon these words. Within me are infinite powers seeking expression. In the past, because I did not know of their existence, they have been stifled and suppressed. Now I will that they shall be called into activity and find perfect and full expression in my body in the form of perfect health, in my life in the form of success and achievement, in my heart in the form of a mighty upwelling of joy and happiness. Now that I have discovered this hidden and inexhaustible store of power and energy, my life is transformed. Weakness gives place to strength, sorrow to happiness, morbidness to radiant joy, pessimism to divine optimism, despair to hope, failure to success, poverty to prosperity, sickness to health. From this day on, only the highest good can come into my life. Now, by the power of my thought forces, I am allied with and joined to the infinite principle of good, and we have become one. From this day on, for me there is, and can be, no evil, only infinite good. All evil is now cast out of my life, because I am the one with the infinite good. Nothing can harm or destroy. From this day on, by deliberate thinking, I control my life. For my life is the result or effect of my thoughts. When evil thoughts, or weak thoughts, or impure thoughts, or failure thoughts, or fear thoughts, or poverty thoughts, or hate thoughts, or disease thoughts assail me, I will cast them out and think only of thoughts of love and strength, of health and prosperity, of success and achievement, and of the infinite perfection with which I am now allied and of which I am part of. When meditating upon these words, take each thought separately in turn and concentrate all your thoughts upon it. Not only grasp its meaning, but try and picture what it means. For instance, my life is transformed. When you think upon these words, try and see your life being transformed. See your weakness falling away from you like old garments, and instead, strength, success, and noble qualities being born in their place. Practice and concentrate and feel the power of this meditation. Everything works according to law. We each of us have what we deserve. Covet no man's goods, possessions, or happiness. He deserves them, let him alone. Realize that the universe holds all that you can possibly desire for you. Hate no man. Hatred will come back like a boomerang and hurt you far more than it can the object of your hatred. Ignore what you do not like and concentrate your mind on pleasant things. Be true, be honest, be faithful. All of these things create vibrations which will bring blessings and happiness to you. It will be helpful for you to think of your subliminal mind as another person, one who is always listening, listening, listening. He hears all that you say and acts upon all the thoughts that you let pass the threshold of the inner mind. Hush, he is listening, should be the watchword of your life. Let no thought of evil, of impurity, of weakness, of ill health, of failure, of hate, of anger, of fear, enter your subliminal mind, for he will receive them as orders, which he will obey, and begin all-powerful, great, and terrible will be the results. Therefore, let only thoughts of good, purity, strength, health, success, love, self-control, courage, and determination enter the greater mind of vast intelligence and power. Do this, and your subliminal mind will take these thoughts as orders and will shape your life and health accordingly. Consequently, your subliminal mind will be led to develop your life on healthful and successful, noble, and harmonious lines. You have entered a life, the power and possibilities of which you may have no conception. It is a life of power to accomplish and victory over all weakness. It is a life of prosperity and true success. It is a life of transcendent joy. It is a life of peace and blessing. Look up, keep looking up, keep affirming, keep visualizing, keep meditating, keep believing, keep on hoping what you hope for and believe and affirm and visualize is yours.